Hello and welcome to Who Starts. The World Cup is getting closer and closer, so that means it's time to predict the starting 11 for the World Cup's biggest nations. In this series we've looked at England, France, Germany, Spain, Argentina and Brazil, but today we're looking at the European champions trying to become the world champions, Portugal. Stay tuned for some surprises in our lineup. Let's find out who starts. Quickly before we start, this lineup was chosen by a Portuguese journalist from the Onefootball app. Make sure you download the app for more informed articles about your favourite team. He's chosen 4-3-2-1 as the formation for Portugal. If you want any other country made, then make sure you comment and subscribe to this channel. With that said, let's begin. In goal, Portugal could give a chance to Leon's shot stopper Anthony Lopez. He would have experience stopping the stars of the World Cup such as Neymar and Pepe in Ligue 1. However, Portugal have had the same keeper for many years, and he was the best keeper at the Euros, keeping their goal impregnable and helping them get victory. That man is Rui Patricio from Sporting. He recently reached the Portuguese Cup final after a penalty shootout, so no doubt will have nerves of steel if Portugal make it through to the knockout stages and have to go to penalties. The right back position could be taken by Semedo from Barcelona, Ricardo from Porto or Cancelo from Inter. All three are good quality players, each offering something slightly different to the team. Cancelo has 3 assists and a goal to his name. However, our journalists have decided to go with Southampton's Cedric. Cedric has been the first choice for Portugal for a number of years, and despite Southampton's obvious poor form, he at least has had a chance to play against the likes of De Bruyne, Jesus, Sane, Ali, Salah on a consistent basis, which is a baptism of fire for the World Cup. At centre-back, we could give a chance to Ruben Dias from Benfica or Rolando from Marseille. At 20 years old, maybe Dias is a little too young to be charged with ensuring Portugal defence is rock solid. However, he is definitely a player for the future, whereas Rolando is on the opposite end of the spectrum at 32. But maybe he isn't old enough, as we've gone with a leader and a calming influence in the dressing room. Besiktas 35-year-old defender Pepe still got the ability to play and start in what will most likely be his last ever World Cup. Next to Pepe, we could go with Rangers Bruno Alves or Fenerbahce's Luis Neto. In truth, this position is lacking a little bit of quality in comparison to the rest of the team. The Scottish League and the Turkish League aren't exactly the same level as the other European leagues, yet our pick comes from the Chinese League, but he helped fill the gap in Portugal's defence for many years. Jose Font has been a consistent pick for Fernando Santos, despite again being another player most likely playing in his last World Cup, as he's 34 years old. But pairing 2 experienced players supported by young subs can help Portugal's midfield flourish in attack. At left back, Portugal have Fabio Quintrao or Mario Rui. Quintrao is an all-purpose left-sided player. His utility skills can be utilised coming off the bench. However, despite being injured for a few months, Dortmund's Rafael Guerrero will be fresh and ready to impress at the World Cup. He could solidify himself as one of the best Portuguese left-backs of his generation. Despite being one of the younger defenders in our lineup at 24 years old, he's definitely showing maturity beyond his years. A place in the team can set him up for World Cups to come. Of course, the first name on Portugal's starting 11 has to be the player of the season, the future of Portugal, the one, the only Renato Sanchez. He's been killing it at Swansea. Okay, I'm joking, that was a joke. It's been a shame Sanchez hasn't become the player people thought he would be after his great showing at the European Championship, but he's obviously not in our team. So at the centre of Portugal's attack, led by a certain man we will mention later, there needs to be a midfielder capable of bringing stability and balance. Portugal have options in Ruben Neves from Wolverhampton. Their recent promotion back to the Premiership has meant that Neves will be full of confidence and he's already wanted by some top Premiership sides. However, our pick is another Sporting player, William Carvalho. With Danilo's recent injury, it means that Carvalho has to step up and be the holding midfielder to protect and support Portugal. Supporting Carvalho, we have options in Leicester's Adrian Silva, yet Leicester's form has been up and down this season, but maybe I'm judging them a bit harsh because they won the Premiership a few seasons ago. There's also Fernandez from Locomotive. However, we've gone with Moutinho from Monaco. He has 6 assists and 1 goal this season. He's also a favourite of Santos's, and he's been one of the most important players for Monaco this season, and he can be a box-to-box midfielder for Portugal, freeing up their attackers. To finish our three-man midfield, we could go with West Ham's João Mario. There were high hopes from this season, but his performances have been hit and miss. Despite improving in recent games, there's also Andre Gomes of Barcelona. However, we have to go with another Sporting player that's been incredible this season, Bruno Fernandez. Now we move on to the three players tasked with bringing the bulk of the goals and the flair to the Portuguese attack. Firstly, operating on the Portuguese wing could be another player from Sporting. Gelson Martinez has 8 goals and 8 assists this season, but Fernando Santos likes to play with a false winger who's able to cut inside and disrupt the game, also offering unpredictability and controlled flair. That's why we've picked Manchester City's Bernardo. With 4 goals and 5 assists, he's helped City go along the way of becoming one of the best Premier League sides of all time. No doubt working under Guardiola has made him a better player, and that can rub off on his Portuguese teammates. Okay, if there was an injury or sending off, then Portugal could go with a man that used to be my friend Bess Mason's favourite YouTube highlight player. Besiktas trickster Quaresma promised a lot in his ability to take on players, but he didn't make the transition to becoming more than just a step-over master. Maybe it's too harsh, he simply just didn't develop in the same way a certain player formerly known for step-overs has. That player is of course Cristiano Ronaldo. He's a multiple Ballon d'Or winner, Champions League in multiple countries, and arguably the best Portuguese player of all time for those that never saw Eusebio, but also in the top 2 players in the world. There's more chance of England picking Michael Owen to play in goal than there's of Portugal not playing Ronaldo in their side. But the question is, can he secure his legacy and separate himself from Messi by winning the World Cup with Portugal? Before we get to our last player, remember to download the Onefootball app from our bio. It can be personalised for your favourite team and your national country. We have some great World Cup articles, features and videos coming up, so click the link in the top of our comments. Up front, Portugal have to not just rely on Ronaldo to score all the goals. To support Ronaldo's goal effort, we could have Eder from Lokomotiv or Guedes from Valencia. However, Eder only has 3 goals this season from 15 games and Guedes has 4 goals. So we've gone with Milan's Adrian Silva. Silva as a traditional number 9 allows Cristiano to roam a little bit more and create additional spaces and chaos to the opponent's defence. Andrew's record for the national team is actually pretty decent with 11 goals in 20 games. So that's our lineup for Portugal. Let me know your thoughts and please comment your thoughts on who should be in the team. Remember, you can check out the rest of the teams in our series by clicking the end of the video or checking out the comments section where we'll have a link to all of the different videos as well. With that said, I've been Anton Allen. Thanks for watching. I'll see you again tomorrow. Peace.
Remember my moves in the past, I'm wondering what was I thinking. Lately I'm living in fear, wondering what if the end is so near. All of this